Ladies and gentlemen, everything in life operates under a simple yet powerful principle, cause and effect. Every action, every decision, every word we speak carries energy. That energy, whether good or bad, does not just disappear. It comes back to us in one form or another. This is what we call karma. Think of life like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant, that's exactly what will grow. If you plant kindness, integrity, and hard work, you will harvest success, respect, and fulfillment. But if you plant dishonesty, greed, and selfishness, you will eventually reap consequences, whether it's loss, suffering, or failure. The harvest might not come immediately, but make no mistake, it will come. The universe does not forget, and neither does time. Some people struggle with this concept because they see individuals who do wrong yet seem to prosper. They see corrupt people making money, dishonest individuals getting promotions, or manipulative people winning temporary victories. But what they don't realize is that karma does not operate on our schedule. It operates on its own. Just because the consequences of someone's actions haven't arrived yet, doesn't mean they won't. A farmer doesn't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Growth, whether good or bad, takes time. In the same way, just because you don't see instant rewards for your good deeds doesn't mean they aren't working. Some of the greatest blessings take years to materialize, but they are always worth the wait. The problem is, many people get impatient. They expect instant success, instant justice, instant payback. But karma isn't about quick reactions. It's about divine balance. Every single choice we make is like a deposit into our future. If you invest in doing right, those investments will mature into opportunities, relationships, and moments that bring genuine happiness and peace. But if you invest in deceit, manipulation, and shortcuts, those investments will mature into regret, failure, and suffering. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they can escape their actions. They think they can cheat their way to success, lie their way out of responsibility, or step on others without ever facing consequences. But the truth is, no one escapes karma. You might avoid getting caught by people, you might fool the world for a while, but you can never outrun the consequences of your actions. The universe has a way of making sure that what you put out comes right back, sometimes in ways you never expected. This is why living with intention and integrity is so important. When you understand that your actions are like boomerangs, you begin to think differently. You treat people with kindness, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because you understand that whatever energy you send out will eventually find its way back. You work hard, stay disciplined, and do the right thing even when no one is watching, because you know that success built on truth is the only kind that lasts. But the idea of karma, of reaping what you sow, is not just a philosophical or moral principle. It is deeply rooted in spiritual teachings across cultures and religions. In Christianity, the Bible explicitly states in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." This verse is a direct warning that no one can escape the consequences of their actions. It reminds us that whether good or bad, our choices create outcomes that will inevitably return to us. In Hinduism and Buddhism, karma is a fundamental law of existence. It teaches that every action, thought, and intention generates an energy that shapes our future experiences. If a person lives with kindness, generosity, and truth, they build positive karma, leading to a life filled with peace and prosperity. However, if they act with selfishness, deceit, or cruelty, they accumulate negative karma, which brings suffering, obstacles, and hardships. And the principle of karma in these traditions emphasizes personal responsibility. No divine being hands out rewards or punishments arbitrarily. Instead, life itself reflects back the energy we put into it. Islam also acknowledges this concept through the idea of qisas, retribution, and adul, ajus. The Quran teaches that God is just, and no deed, big or small, goes unnoticed. In Surah Az-Zalzala 99, verses 9 through 7, it is said, So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. This makes it clear that no action is insignificant. Every choice we make, even in secret, is accounted for, and justice will be served in due time. What's powerful about these spiritual perspectives is that they do not simply warn of punishment, they also offer hope and redemption. The law of karma is not just about consequences, it is about growth and transformation. Many religious teachings emphasize that if a person recognizes their mistakes, seeks forgiveness, and actively works to correct their actions, they can change their path. In Christianity, repentance and faith lead to redemption. In Hinduism and Buddhism, mindful actions and self-discipline purify negative karma. Islam teaches that sincere prayer and righteous deeds can wipe away past wrongs. The message across all these faiths is clear. We are the architects of our destiny. God does not need to intervene in every moment of justice because he has already set up a system where our actions naturally create our future. Whether through divine intervention or natural cause and effect, no one can escape the seeds they have planted. This understanding should not bring fear, but rather a sense of empowerment. It means that by making conscious, righteous choices, we can shape a future filled with blessings. It means that even when we are wrong, we do not need to seek revenge because justice is already at work. It means that if we truly believe in the law of karma, then our focus should not be on what others are doing, but on what we are sowing in our own lives. Every action we take, every word we speak, and every decision we make carries weight. Whether we realize it or not, we are constantly shaping our future with the choices we make today. The principle of reaping what we sow is not just about consequences, it's about accountability. Too often, people want success without responsibility, rewards without effort, and forgiveness without change. But life doesn't work that way. The reality is that we are responsible for our own lives, and no one else can take that responsibility for us. One of the biggest mistakes people make is blaming others for their situation. They blame their parents, their boss, society, or even bad luck. While external factors do play a role in life, the truth is that our choices determine our direction more than anything else. A person who constantly blames others never grows because they refuse to accept responsibility for their own actions. Growth begins the moment we stop pointing fingers and start looking in the mirror. Accountability means understanding that no one else is responsible for our success, happiness, or failures. It's on us. If we are struggling in life, we have to ask ourselves tough questions. What decisions led me here? What habits do I need to change? What actions can I take to improve my situation? Too many people avoid these questions because they are uncomfortable. But the uncomfortable truth is that we create our own reality. Success is not just about talent or luck. It's about discipline, effort, and integrity. A person who works hard, remains honest, and treats others with respect builds a foundation that lasts. But someone who constantly takes shortcuts, manipulates, or avoids responsibility may see temporary gains, but eventually their actions will catch up with them. There are countless examples of people who tried to cheat their way to success, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, only to have everything collapse because they never built anything solid. The same principle applies to relationships. If we are constantly surrounded by negativity, toxic people, or broken connections, we need to examine what we are contributing to those situations. Are we bringing honesty, kindness, and respect into our relationships? Or are we adding to the toxicity? Are we making excuses for our behavior, or are we owning our mistakes and working to be better? Taking responsibility does not mean being perfect. It means being aware of our impact and making the necessary changes to create a better future. No one controls our destiny but us. When we accept this truth, we stop waiting for luck, stop blaming circumstances, and start taking action. Life rewards those who take responsibility, and it humbles those who try to avoid it. At the end of the day, the seeds we plant today will determine the harvest we reap tomorrow. The only way to ensure a future of success and fulfillment is by making choices today that align with integrity, discipline, and accountability. Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or hard work. While these qualities play an important role, they mean nothing without integrity. True success, the kind that lasts, is built on a foundation of honesty, discipline, and good character. In a world where people are often looking for shortcuts, those who stay true to their values will always stand out. Talent may open doors, but integrity is what keeps them open. Many people believe they can rise to the top through manipulation, deceit, or stepping on others, and for a while it may seem like they are winning. They may get the promotion, close the deal, or gain influence through dishonest means, but what they fail to realize is that success without integrity is temporary. Eventually the truth comes out. Eventually the same people they deceived, betrayed, or manipulated will no longer trust them. They will be enthusiastic salesmen only if they believe this, which means work harder than ever. Eventually, they will become like the other two guys. And when they are simple, once that trust is broken, no amount of talent can save us. Integrity is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's about making decisions that align with your values even when it's difficult. There will always be moments where taking a dishonest path seems easier. Maybe it's lying to avoid consequences, cutting corners to get ahead, or betraying someone's trust for personal gain. But every time a person compromises their integrity, they weaken their foundation. Small dishonest actions add up over time, and before they know it, they've built a life on unstable ground. History is filled with examples of talented people who reached the top only to lose everything because they lacked integrity. Corrupt leaders, dishonest businessmen, athletes who cheated. Many of them had the skill, the intelligence, and the work ethic to achieve greatness, but because they ignored integrity, their success crumbled. On the other hand, those who lead with honesty, who take responsibility for their actions, and who stay true to their values are the ones who lead a lasting legacy. Success that comes from integrity is not only more fulfilling, but also creates stability. People who operate with honesty attract trust. Employees want to work for them. Clients want to do business with them, and relationships thrive because of them. They don't have to constantly look over their shoulder, afraid that their past actions will catch up with them. Instead, they move forward with confidence, knowing that their success is built on something real. The world is filled with talented people who fail because they lack character. And it is also filled with people of character who succeed despite the odds. The difference between temporary success and lasting success is integrity. When talent and integrity come together, there are no limits to what a person can achieve. But when success is built on deception, it is only a matter of time before it falls apart. At the end of the day, the real question is not just about how much success you achieve, but how you achieve it. The choices you make today will determine whether your success is something to be proud of or something you regret. Justice and karma do not operate on human timelines. Many people become frustrated when they see wrongdoing go unpunished or when they do the right thing but don't see immediate rewards. They wonder why dishonest people seem to succeed while those who work with integrity struggle. But what they fail to realize is that karma is not about instant results, it's about inevitable results. Just because consequences don't come right away doesn't mean they won't come at all. Patience is key because justice always arrives at the right time. In life, there is a natural order, a divine balance that ensures that people eventually reap what they sow. Those who act with greed, dishonesty, and cruelty might seem to prosper for a while, but sooner or later their actions catch up with them. It may not happen in the way people expect, and it may not happen on their schedule, but it happens. A person who builds success on lies will eventually be exposed. Someone who gains wealth through corruption will eventually face downfall. A person who mistreats others will eventually find themselves alone. The timing of karma is unpredictable, but its certainty is undeniable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to take matters into their own hands. When they see injustice, betrayal, or wrongdoing, they feel the need to seek revenge or force justice to happen. But karma does not need help. The energy people put into the world will always return to them, whether good or bad. Instead of wasting time plotting revenge or wishing harm on others, the best thing to do is to stay focused and let karma do its work. In the end, no one gets away with anything. What people do in the dark always comes to light. Patience is not just about waiting for others to face consequences. It is also about trusting that the good we do will come back to us. Many people work hard, stay honest, and remain kind, yet feel discouraged when they don't see immediate rewards. But just like planting a seed, results take time. A farmer does not expect a tree to grow overnight. They water it, nurture it, and trust that in due time, the harvest will come. In the same way, every good action, every honest decision, and every moment of discipline is planting a seed for future success. The strongest people are those who trust the process and remain patient. They do not let temporary setbacks shake their faith in justice. They understand that just because success is delayed does not mean it is denied. They know that their hard work, integrity, and perseverance will eventually pay off. At the end of the day, the law of karma is simple. What you give, you get back. Justice may take time, but it is always on its way. Those who plant good will harvest good. Those who plant harm will eventually face the consequences. No one escapes the energy they create. It's only a matter of time. Understanding the principle of karma is not just about knowing that people will face consequences for their actions. It's about using that wisdom to live a more intentional, ethical, and fulfilling life. Too often, people focus on what others are doing, who is getting away with what, who is succeeding unfairly, who is facing downfall. But the real power of karma lies in how we choose to apply it to ourselves. Instead of worrying about how the world will hold others accountable, the smartest thing we can do is focus on what we are sowing in our own lives. Every thought, action, and decision we make contributes to the kind of future we create for ourselves. If we move through life with honesty, kindness, and hard work, we are setting ourselves up for success, peace, and fulfillment. If we act out of greed, selfishness, and deceit, we are creating a future full of struggle, regret, and consequences. This understanding should not bring fear, but rather a sense of empowerment. It means we have control over our destiny, and by making the right choices today, we can shape a life we are proud of tomorrow. One of the most important ways to use this wisdom is in the way we treat others. The energy we put into relationships, whether personal, professional, or social, will always come back to us. If we uplift, support, and encourage others, we will attract people who do the same for us. If we manipulate, betray, or hurt others, we will eventually find ourselves surrounded by distrust and negativity. Treating others with respect and kindness is not just about morality, it is a strategy for long-term happiness and stability. Another crucial area where we can apply this knowledge is in our work ethic and daily habits. Many people want success but do not take the actions necessary to achieve it. They hope for wealth but do not practice financial discipline. They desire strong relationships, but do not invest time and effort into them. They expect opportunities to come their way, but do not prepare themselves to seize them. Success is not random. It is a result of consistently making the right choices over time. Just like a farmer who plants seeds and waits patiently for the harvest, those who put in the work will eventually reap the rewards. Perhaps the most valuable lesson of karma is learning to trust the process. There will be times when life feels unfair, when good deeds seem to go unnoticed, and when wrongdoers appear to succeed. But just because we don't see immediate results doesn't mean they aren't coming. Every positive action we take is like a deposit into the future. The key is to stay consistent, to keep planting good seeds, and to trust that in time, everything will fall into place. At the end of the day, karma is not just about consequences. It is about growth. It is a reminder that we have the power to create the life we want simply by choosing our actions wisely. The question is not whether karma works. The question is, what kind of future are we building with the choices we make today? Life operates on a simple yet undeniable truth: we reap what we sow. Every action, every decision, every word we speak sets something in motion. Karma is not about luck or coincidence. It is the natural law of cause and effect. Those who plant good will harvest good, and those who sow negativity will eventually face the consequences. No one can escape the energy they create, no matter how long it takes for justice to arrive. Spiritual teachings, history, and real-life experiences all reinforce this principle. Success without integrity is temporary, and shortcuts always lead to dead ends. The people who build their lives on discipline, honesty, and perseverance are the ones who create lasting success, while those who cheat, manipulate, or deceive eventually find themselves trapped by their own actions. But karma is not just about consequences. It is about personal responsibility and growth. Instead of focusing on what others are doing, the real power lies in how we apply this wisdom to ourselves. If we want a future filled with peace, success, and respect, we must plant those seeds today. We must be patient, trust the process, and continue doing what is right, even when no one is watching. At the end of the day, life is a mirror. It reflects back to us what we put into it. The choice is ours. Will we create a life of honor, purpose, and fulfillment, or will we let greed, selfishness, and shortcuts lead us to regret? No one escapes karma, but everyone has the power to shape their own destiny. So choose wisely, because what you give to the world will always find its way back to you.